Broadcasting to the world. It's the CK Mornings In Case You Missed It podcast with Chris, Alana, and Matt. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. From our mouths to your ears, here's what you missed.
Did you guys see the story of that woman at the Luke Combs concert that got kicked out?
No, actually, I didn't.
For twerking?
No.
Twerking too hard.
Too hard.
Yeah.
Hard
okay.
work.
I'll send you the TikTok. It's in the group chat there. So this woman got kicked out for twerking way too hard, just popping her booty, doing her thing in Australia because she wouldn't stop twerking. She got kicked out. Now, here's the thing. She got kicked out prior to Luke Combs even getting on stage.
Oh,
she
was
got
ready
kicked out
to
with
go.
the opener set. Oh, man. What do you think of that video, eh?
Just
Can you see it there?
Hold
Yeah.
on.
She's going to town. She's twerking
See
hard,
the guy
man.
coming up to her. Oh yeah, the security guy comes up to her, and that's when she really starts throwing it back at him.
Well, that's the thing. That's what drunk girls do. It's like when the security guy approaches, they think it's like, oh, he's hitting on me, and they put their arms around him, then they start dancing for him, and the security guard's like, none of it. He's like, go sit down. Stop twerking so hard.
Yeah.
Matt and I are
Got
like,
moves.
Alana's looking at it like, that looks like fun.
Get it, girl.
She's just everywhere, though. Now, here's the thing. She's wearing a skirt, and she's like, just throwing it back a little too much. Like, you can...
Yeah, it's a little close call there.
Revealing, yeah.
Oh, she's having fun. I feel bad. This is all your big night out.
How
See?
how did I know you would be on her side? How did I know that?
It just
She's
seems
so
like
excited. She picked out her little skirt. She's going to see Luke Combs.
it just doesn't match the vibe though. Like everybody else is just sitting
Yeah.
down.
I
Like
feel like that's what she doesn't like about it. She already had a few drinks. She's trying to get the vibe up.
Yeah.
Because you ever been anywhere and the vibe's not right? And
Yeah,
you're
but
like,
she's
I wish
trying
the
to-
vibes were better.
Up the vibe in the opener set.
Look at everyone in their cowboy hats.
Like they're not even to Luke Combs yet.
Yeah.
Like maybe wait till he like opens it up and he throws the song down and you're like, okay, like girl, you can go. She's ramped.
Yeah.
She can't keep that pace all night.
That's the problem. She would have got kicked out one way or the other.
Yeah.
It would have been very sloppy.
And the twerking in the opener when everyone's just sitting, kind of just taking it all in, was distracting, and that's what got her the boot. So
Yeah.
if you want to see the video, we'll send it to you. Okay, just send us a text. Say I want to see the twerk.
Yeah, that's
We got you.
But what a story! You're home early, Mal. Threw it back too hard. All right, Susan, go to bed.
Man, we got 'em down in Florida.
Real stories, real headlines. They come from all over the world, but where did they happen? That is the job of Alana and Matt today with Florida or Bust. All right, so first one. Noisy lovemaking is no cause for eviction. Noisy lovemaking is no cause for eviction. We'll go with Alana on this first one. Is this from Florida or somewhere else? Florida or Bust, Alana?
I'm going to say Florida.
You are wrong. No, the Swedes, a landlord in Sweden, decided that noisy lovemaking is no cause for eviction, as long as it's done during the daytime. Okay, you can do it all you want during the day. At night, you gotta keep her down.
it's a curfew or something.
He was responding to complaints by other tenants in an apartment building that a couple's afternoon delight was disturbing the peace. The landlord decided that the loud lovemaking couldn't be banned because it was part of normal family life. Yeah. Daytime only. Yeah. Don't you be doing that at night.
Only daytime for the Leuven making.
I didn't know you did a Swedish landlord. That's great. That's great. All right, Matt, your headline. Woman arrested for sending fart videos to her boyfriend's ex. Let me read that again.
No, don't, please.
She sent fart videos to her boyfriend's ex. She was arrested. Florida or Bust?
Fart video?
Yes.
Okay, bust.
Bust is right. 25-year-old woman became the first person to plead guilty to cyber tooting. It's happened in the UK.
Stop.
She was harassing her partner's ex last month by sending a series of videos where she would toot into the phone and then laugh.
So stupid.
She sent an initial video, then 3 more on December 22nd, and then 4 more over the next few days. Girl, check your diet. Cops got involved, told her to stop, but she continued to send more videos, and she did more on New Year's Day. The ex said the videos made her feel unsafe in her own home. They've got some bad blood, and she had been drinking when she did it, and she has been sent to rehab and also has been given a 2-year restraining order. Checked our group text there, guys. I just sent you.
Oh, boy.
If you weren't sure what it was, now you know. All right, Atlanta, here's the headline. Man stole a car from a dealership because he spent his last $50 to Uber there. Man stole a car from a dealership because he had spent his last $50 just to get there. Florida bust.
Okay, I'm going to say Florida.
Think, hey?
Yeah.
Hey, we have one, yes. A guy in Florida went to a Hyundai dealership to finance a new vehicle. They looked into it, and they're like, yeah, it's not going to work for you, dude. So he got upset and then stole a car from the lot. He had noticed the keys were left in the ignition, and he got away with it briefly because there was a sensor on it. There was a GPS sensor. Oh, and you also gave us the address when you applied.
Some holes in the plot.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, when the police showed up, there was the vehicle, and he said, well, I took it because I was denied a car loan. And he said, I had no choice. I spent my last $50 on an Uber to get there. So, how was I going to get home? Last one, Matt. A husband's affair was accidentally outed when his fling's Old Navy jeans left stains everywhere. Okay, so a husband's affair accidentally was outed when his fling's Old Navy jeans left stains everywhere. Florida or bust?
I'll say bust.
I don't know. We don't know where this is from.
Mystery one?
It's a mystery location. It was posted online last month. A woman went online, was asking for cleaning tips because she noticed that everything in her house was turning green, and she couldn't figure out what it was all about. The green coloring was showing up on couch cushions, bed sheets, carpeting, on socks, her phone charger, and even their cat. She had posted photos. She thought it was mold, and she tested to see if it was her detergent. She couldn't figure it out. So she went online, and there were some theories, but one person suggested that it could be brand new jeans from Old Navy because they stain everything.
Oh.
I don't know if you ever heard that. I've never heard that. The woman said that her and her husband aren't jeans people, but then someone said, imagine this is how you discover he's having an affair with some Old Navy wearing woman. And that was what it was. Oh. Yeah, she dug around a little bit and didn't take the comment seriously. She dug around a little bit, looked at his bank statements for Old Navy purchases, and yes, indeed, he had bought this mystery woman some Old Navy jeans, which that says love. Like, girl, jeans. You need some very cost-effective jeans. You're my girl now. And yeah, they looked into it, and yes, there was evidence of an affair, and the other woman was wearing jeans from Old Navy.
All over that house, too.
It's a sign right there. You should probably just keep it in your jeans.
I got to bring up a life pet peeve of mine. Pet peeve might be harsh, but I hate when this situation arises. It doesn't come up that often, but I was on a phone call yesterday. Lots of numbers and letters involved in the phone call, a very official phone call, if you will. The situation comes up where I have to give my postal code, and I don't know why, but I get so embarrassed when you have to do the thing where you have to say a word to clarify what letter you're saying, like N for Nancy.
Oh, Nancy, 7
J
Mary, yeah.
for John. And some people, I think there's like an official kind of thing that people follow. Some people rattle this off so seamlessly, and I'm like, do you have this in the back of your mind at all times?
Some people have been trained. You're right, yeah.
I think there's like a legit alphabet that you're trained. I don't know the alphabet. I don't know what it is. So I have a P in my postal code.
Yeah.
I said peanut butter. I was talking about the peanut butter muffins yesterday, and I had peanut butter, but I always need like a pause before, and I scan the room of and I'll think about what letters are coming up. I'm like, okay, I got a Y. I'm like, what the heck word do you use to describe a Y? I'm like, do you even need to describe Y, or are you only supposed to use it for letters that could be confused for other letters?
Like M and N or something.
Yeah, like what?
But then I feel like once you start going, I'm like, well, I can't describe one letter, not the other. I don't usually do it unless I hear the other person do it. I'm like, okay, we're doing this, so I gotta start thinking.
But they do it like you're right. They do it. They just rattle it. It's like Nancy 7 Mary.
Yeah.
And you're just like, whoa.
Yeah, I know. I'm more confused now because then I have to think about the word you're saying and what letter it starts with.
Yeah,
and then,
like, who taught them that? You're not alone on that one.
You're so right. They literally do it flawlessly. I'm like, whoa. I'm like, just say the letter, because I feel like I'd have an easier time just hearing the letter than trying to decipher this Morse code situation.
I feel like I stroke out when I have to give my postal code. I'm like, N as in noodle, 7, Larry. And then I'm like, I don't even know what my own postal code is.
I know.
You're not alone.
I'm like, there's no way they can't tell on the other line that I hate doing this and I'm not good.
I always find it awkward too, because for 0, I always say O.
Oh, me too.
So I'm like, do they not, like, it's a 0, but it's like
NOP,
O?
yeah.
Yeah.
I've always said.
Okay, what line of work? Can we just someone let us know, what line of work did they teach you this?
That's got to be like military training, I feel like. Because you're right, when they be like, N7, Nancy John Q. I'm like, what?
My brother was a dispatcher, 911 dispatcher in Kitchener-Waterloo, and he had to learn that kind of, like how to get that out there so that the officers could write it down. But is that where you learned it? Because I wasn't taught that. I never have the word ready.
No, that's like a higher up. Marine says for Y, you should say Yahtzee. I just want to do the most unhinged letters.
Yahtzee 7 Susan. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, they must think you're like, how did this woman not know what the whole code was?
I don't know. Just some text coming in.
Yeah.
Christopher says call centers use it too.
Yeah. They were all taught.
Yankee.
Yankee.
That's it. Yeah,
Coming
Yankee.
in.
Yeah.
When they step-
pterodactyl. Call center folks
I know,
learn
yeah.
this too. Yeah, call center. It's big on call center.
Maybe that's where
I'd
they're
hate that if that was part of my job.
CKSY. Chris.
Kite.
Kite.
It's Charlie Kilo something.
Oh, here we go.
Yankee.
Don't you
Okay.
start, Matt.
Listen, they learn it in news too. The Super Bowl on Sunday will be the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. We haven't talked a whole lot about the Super Bowl here recently,
No.
but I've been collecting stuff.
Stuff.
I got lots of
Okay.
stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna go. You tell me when you've heard enough.
Okay,
because I got
go.
so many different little tidbits. So commercials, obviously a big part of it. I've watched a few of them. This one so far is my favorite. And if you want to see it, I'll send you the YouTube link. Coors Light has not used celebrities for one of their videos. They're one of their commercials. They've used sloths,
Okay.
and I love it.
Yeah, I can get
It's
behind
very
that.
funny.
Oh, yeah.
I'll share it with you.
Okay.
I love it. I love it. It's
I saw this promotion going around. Yeah.
the Case of the Mondays.
Yeah.
Yes. So they, the day after Super Bowl, Case of the Mondays. So it's a case of Coors, a case of the Mondays. But they have sloths are the stars of the commercial.
Okay, cute.
A1. Love it. How much will players like Patrick Mahomes and Saquon Barkley make if they win the Super Bowl? Okay. All the players on the winning team will get a $171,000 bonus from the NFL. Barkley, the star running back for the Eagles, will get a $500,000 bonus if he leads his team to the win. He's already got $1 million in incentives that he's won this year, on top of his multi-million-dollar salary. Jalen Hurts, the quarterback for the Eagles, will get a $500,000 per year salary bump if they win. Patrick Mahomes, he'll get $1.5 million bump.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like that guy just gets another bump. He's already won 2 in a row.
Yeah, just retire already.
Oh,
You're
my
good.
goodness.
You're good. Wait, here's some more. We're talking Kelsey and Taylor, okay? There's a 11.76 chance of Travis proposing to Taylor on the field following the win. Remember this was a thing last year?
Right.
It'll never happen.
You don't think so?
No.
It's 11.76, Elena. It's not a never.
I don't think it'll happen.
You don't think?
No, they'd get too much flack for taking away the attention. I don't think it would.
Chiefs win. He gets down on a knee, looks
It's
up
3
in
in
the
a
booth.
row. I think he could do it at this point.
Yeah.
Oh, you think so? No.
Or they're like a plane flies over. It's like Taylor. I guess it's a dome. You won't even see it. Okay.
We'll see, but I don't think it'll happen. But
Travis is going to spend some money to have a luxury suite at the Super Bowl. $3 million is the cost of luxury suite.
Whoa.
Yeah.
yeah, I heard they're like crazier than ever this year.
Yeah.
The prices.
Well, you could charge it because Taylor's. Taylor can afford it. $3 million's a drop in the hat for that couple.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah.
But does he have to spend it?
That's a good point. Like
I think he kind of does.
he's like, I'm working. If you want to come,
yeah.
I think you can pay for it. But his brother will be there and his mom, and you know the whole scene. But yeah, $3 million what that luxury suite's going to cost. The KC Chiefs, if they win, are going to skip the rally. You know, they always do the parade.
Yeah.
They've already announced, which is kind of cocky. They're like, yeah, if we win, we're not going to do the parade.
What?
Yeah. Well, remember last year was
There
that
was
shooting?
a shooting. Yeah,
Oh,
that's why
I
they're
forgot
skipping
about that, yeah.
Yeah, so they're like, yeah, if, you know, here's the
okay.
thing. Here's the thing. If we win, we're not going to do the parade. I think that's like bad juju. I don't think that's good. But they're not going to do it. Philadelphia says they'll still do it. Another story about pole climbing. That's what the Eagles fans love to do. They love to shimmy up the poles like
they
the
have
street
to
lamps.
butter them up so they can.
That's what they do.
What they're doing.
Like they grease up the poles.
That's so
So
ridiculous.
yeah, so fans don't squirm up the poles. They had an issue when they won the game to get to the Super Bowl. It was a guy who goes to school down in Philadelphia, but he's actually Canadian. I think he's from Toronto. He climbed up and he died. 18-year-old. Yeah.
Goodness.
Oh no.
Well, don't climb up a telephone pole.
Yeah,
Exactly.
probably had some drinks in you too.
Bingo. Yeah, you don't do that sober. You're just walking down the street. I'm going to shimmy up that pole. Yeah, so they're urging fans to remember to avoid risky behavior to prevent events like the one with this guy falling down and dying, sadly. That's what I got
Anything
here
else?
for you so far.
Pretty good little recap.
Yeah, I got to blow it out because it was taking up too much space here in my brain.
Yep.
We're still sticking with the Chiefs, Alana?
That's what I'm guessing is going to win. What do you guys say?
Matt?
I'd like to see the Eagles win.
Who do you think's going to win? It's not who do you, I like a lot of things. It's
Well,
who do you
I
think.
I like a lot of things.
You can never bet against because the Chiefs always seem to figure
know.
something out.
It's the
That's why I'm
worst.
saying they're going to win.
Yeah, but how great would it be to see another team win it?
Yeah.
I hate to say I want to see the Eagles win too.
Oh, me
it just
too.
makes me hurt. We
I'm,
got
going I'm Team Saquon.
Team Saquon.
Yeah. That's the only thing I can cheer for in that game.
We should talk to Pet and Wildlife Rescue. We'll have to do that picks again.
Yeah, see what the animals pick.
Yeah, so we'll have to. Well, you know what? We'll connect with them. We'll have to do that this week and get our bets in, and then I'll put every last bit of my savings on that decision there.
$3 going to Pet and Wildlife.
We talked yesterday morning, right about this time, about the drama going on with the tariffs that were announced on Saturday. When
Yes,
President
very
Trump threw the
dramatic.
gauntlet down, yeah.
Lots of updates throughout the weekend.
And then we were like, oh, no, you don't. And then we fired back with our own tariffs and kind of a little bit of a standoff. And they finally called each other yesterday. Matt, did you think it was odd to hear that yesterday was the first time since the inauguration that Trudeau and Trump have talked?
Yeah, it does seem a little bit odd.
Since January 20th?
Yeah.
And we had heard these tariffs were coming for a long time.
Yeah.
But they finally talked yesterday. That's the standoff in itself right there.
Yeah, no kidding.
But they
Yeah.
are due. I wonder if they text. Think they text? You doing the tariffs, Joe?
No, I don't think they text. I don't know. World leaders in general, it's such an interesting thing to me when you really think about it.
Yeah.
I think it's more of a Trump seems to be a fan of posting things on his Truth Social or whatever, like his own social media account. I think he kind of subtweets people, you know what I mean? Like he just, if he's going to talk to somebody, he just kind of puts it out on there.
Oh, so he was trying to get Trudeau on Truth Social.
Well, I don't
So he's
know.
trying to get
Like,
more
yeah,
followers.
maybe.
It's like, you didn't see I posted it.
Yeah, exactly.
Trudeau's like, no, I'm not on there.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, so all jokes, we're being funny here, but like, it was a very serious thing.
It
and
was
it's
very
still,
intense, yes.
Yeah, it still is.
For sure it is.
It still is. But yesterday afternoon, Trudeau throws out a post on Twitter and says, we have talked. We've had a very, very good conversation. And he's put some things in place. And Matt, you're covering this morning. So there's a bunch of things here. And we don't have to get too deep into it.
Yep.
But it's a lot about the border situation, right?
Yeah. Which had already been announced that they were going to do a lot of that stuff in December.
But he
So I
probably
don't-
announced it not on True Social. That's why.
Yeah, maybe Trump didn't see. Yeah.
That could have been it. But no, they made this big announcement, and now so they're going to pause the tariffs for 30 days.
Yep. With the
And-
same deal they came up with Mexico.
Okay, yeah, I was going to say
Yeah.
they did it with the similar countries, correct?
Yeah, with Mexico, yeah.
Huh. So now we wait for 30 days?
Now we wait 30 days and see what happens,
Yeah,
I guess.
don't wait to call them in 28 days.
Yeah.
Like, don't wait that long. Let's get something settled here. Like, we're all the pawns in this thing, and we're going to pay for this. Mm-hmm. And the fact that it gets right down to like local levels.
Yep.
It was crazy to see the impact of this throughout, especially for us being fairly close to a border, too. It was like, oh, this is intense. And so you're right. Like, I don't know, I feel like we're all kind of suffering for it. And it's like,
Yeah, it is very, and it's unsettling. You don't know what's next. Like, these are world leaders that are ticked off with each other. And they didn't pick up the phone.
I know. They waited really to the last minute.
All right, so 30 days the tariff pause. And then there was the Ontario tariffs and the retaliation.
Yeah.
So they were going to pull all the liquor off the store shelves from the U.S. That's not happening now. Today was supposed to be the day they were going to do that.
Yeah. All that stuff's on pause now, too.
Oh, so some poor LCBO worker had to strip the shelves yesterday.
That's what I was wondering. They're just waiting there? Like, how was the situation there? Just waiting by the like,
all
okay,
this, like, I saw so many.
Hands out. Are they going to take these off or not? Yeah.
So many people, so many companies that made changes based on these tariffs. And then I'm like, oh, all this. And now they made a phone call. So now it's paused. Now we got to wait another 30 days and be on edge.
Yeah. Some liquor store employee was like, hey, we're going to take all that off the shelf. And he's like, yeah, we'll wait. I hear there's a phone call.
Mm-hmm.
Let me take some time. That's where it's at right now. In the most layman's term we can put it out there is, and now we wait. Like, really? If you're going to wait another 28 days to make another phone call? I hope both sides realize that they were, like, serious. And they go, okay, you were going to do that. We were going to do this. Let's get this all settled.
Yeah, figure it out.
Don't post it on your Twitter feed and hope the other guy sees it. Like, let's get something done. Mayor Caniff's in studio tomorrow. He'll be in between 7 and 8. And we got a lot of things we'll talk with Mayor Caniff about, but obviously we want to talk like at the local level, like how would this affect us? And obviously what can we do? So we'll discuss that tomorrow. Of course, Matt will keep us up to date what's going on there. So I saw somebody post on Twitter, if you died today and the last text message you received was what goes on your headstone, what would it say? And I'm thinking that would make a trip through the cemetery a little more interesting, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be.
So what do you got? What would be the last text that you got that now has to go on your headstone? 519-354-8684 on the Pizza Tonight studio line. What was the last text you got?
Well, I think mine's fairly ominous. Good night.
Oh, boy. Good night. That's a good one.
I had one here, but then the boss texted me and he said, I guess so. So... Here lies Chris McLeod, I guess so.
Very nonchalant.
So.
Yeah, I guess so. The last text you got now goes on your tombstone. That's what we're talking about today. Send us a text right now. And that won't count, okay? That won't count as what goes. What's the last text you got, Matt?
I got a thumbs up emoji.
Ooh.
Imagine that, an emoji on your tombstone.
That's all it is. Well, there's other emojis that could have been, a little less spectacular. Did you get the link I sent? Here lies Chris.
I don't think he ever got the link.
No.
No.
What are we getting on the text lines here? It's time.
Yeah, Joan says it's time. Corinne says, thought you might find this interesting. Aaron's would be, sorry, ladies, with the laughing emoji. That's a good one.
I would like that on mine. That's what I want. My tombstone's like Chris McLeod, and then it says, sorry, ladies. He out. Be an option.
Matt says, I hope both teams lose and they don't have any fun.
Hey, I sent that to him. That's funny. 519-354-8684. We're lightening things up. Vicky says, I'm awake.
What was the one I said? Oh, Heather's was spicy Szechuan with blue cheese.
Oh, see? See, the last text message you sent now immediately goes on your headstone when you pass.
A first-time texter says, my alarm didn't wake me up.
See? I'm telling you, it'd be a lot more fun. 519-354-8684. Now we're getting the text rolling in. We'll go over some of these before 8 o'clock. You die, but your headstone now has to be the last thing you got on a text message. Send us yours. All this tariff talk going on and all this new stuff that is just not fun. Let's have some fun today, lighten things up. I saw this post on Twitter that said, if you died today and the last text message you received was what had to be printed on your headstone, what would it be? Here lies Chris. What? Here lies whomever. What does it say? 519-354-8684 on the Pizza Tonight studio line. What do we got? We got a ton of them in today.
Well, Katie says hers would be our kind of auto reply. Thank you for texting the CKSY text line powered by Pizza Tonight. Late night cravings delivered right to your door.
Hey, we get the shout out on there. That's all right.
Here lies Stacy. I'm on my way. I'm stopping to get tea first.
Aww.
LOL. Bernadette. Wow, that's beautiful. That's a good one. I like that one. Here lies Laura. When hell freezes over, I'll be curling there too. So I'm like, what were you guys talking about? I'm very curious. Yeah. Here lies Judy. See you soon, XO.
Ooh, that's morbid. I like that.
Here lies Candace. You still up?
Hello.
I like that
Oh,
one.
whoa.
Yeah. Here lies Francis. Okay, thanks. First time texter who says, see you tomorrow. Here lies Tara. When are you going?
Oh.
Shauna, I just went and met little man. He's so small and absolutely perfect. That one's cute. Here lies Catherine. Love you, XOXO. Here lies Barb. Ready for pickup. Here lies Mona. I'm at the gym.
You know what's like? We could play like a game like a Jeopardy where we have to come up with what was the what prompted that text.
Yeah.
Here lies Sarah. My tummy hurts.
Oh dear, that's very ominous. If that's your last words.
Here lies Alita. Sorry, I can't talk right now. Steven says, text you soon, sexy man.
Sexy, what did it say?
Sexy man.
Oh, hello.
That's a good way to be remembered. Here lies Roy. Yay! Here lies Pat. We just need them to set up bathrooms for us. Here lies Amanda. Oh, good. LOL.
That's funny. That's funny. I love kind of the little background of what people are talking about.
You're right. I'm in some of these. I'm like, what's going on? Why? Who's asking Candace if she's still up?
Yeah. What? Yeah. I want a little more
Who's
background on
calling
this.
Steven a sexy man?
I like how we were like, yeah, there's these tariffs and all this news. It's just so dour. Let's have some fun. What's on your tombstone?
Yeah,
I know.
exactly.
If you were to die tomorrow.
There's some good ones in there.
Yeah, let's have some fun and talk about your tombstone. Hey, in the Netherlands, Matt, your people, they're coming up with an idea here to kind of bring it back. There's a policy on the table right now, a proposal in the Netherlands that would increase kids' access to outdoor play areas to climb, play with water and fire, sword fight with sticks, build with hammers, rope, or knives, and wrestle and fall.
Nice.
And it's not just about making like these playgrounds riskier, it's about making them less boring.
Mm-hmm.
They say more kids are sitting inside, being less active, because playing on their devices is more exciting than finding adventure outside. Remember when you were a kid, it was just like the world was...
You could
yeah.
create your own universe outside. Like you were just doing all this wacky stuff.
Saturday was get outside,
Yep.
come back for lunch, and then, maybe dinner time, you'd roll back in the house. You were just outside all day.
Yep, for sure.
One Dutch mom says risk-taking play can be a good thing because it's learning about boundaries. Someone else says rough playing might lead to bumps or cuts, but it helps kids make social contact and to learn to deal with risks.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a soft society we live in nowadays.
Hey, you're not going to hear an argument from me.
No, I agree. You go through the roughhousing, you toughen up a little bit.
Yeah, the Dutch, you just go outside, swing a hammer. My Oma used to, when I was a kid, they built houses, and that was what they just sent me. Yeah, Christopher, get up there and get that truss on the roof. I'd be 2 stories up, hanging off the side of a house. And I was scared to death, but that's what you do as a kid.
Yeah, you break your leg. Well, yeah, crawl back here. Your arms are broken too, or what?
My Opa fell off so many roofs, and he'd just get back up. Yeah, Christopher, it's coffee break. We just go for coffee. It's like that's how it worked. But it's true. Like you think back to when we were kids, like the playground equipment was it was a wild experiment.
There's still a couple playgrounds. I know those playground reviews. A couple of them I really like. The one out in Merlin actually has some old school playground equipment there still. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Like bring those back. Let's talk about like when you were a kid. Like the playground equipments were a little riskier, a little more dangerous. But like we used to just do things that were riskier overall, and like they were just like get out of the house, go do things, and it was. You look back now, you're like, why was I doing that?
It's crazy how resilient you are when you're a kid.
So I want you to think back to like what you did as a kid and unknowingly, but you did that was dangerous. And you look back and you're like, what was I doing? And how did they let me do that? 519-354-8684. It doesn't necessarily have to be playground equipment, but what were you doing as a kid that was like, in retrospect, very dangerous? Reading a story this morning out of the Netherlands where they would increase the kids' access to outdoor play areas with a little more like risk. And not like to endanger the kids, but you might get cut, you might bump your head, but it's not the soft society that we've kind of come to know and love. So we're talking this morning about like what risky things did you do as a kid? When you look back, you're like, wow, what was I? What was I getting up to? 519-354-8684 in the Pizza Tonight studio line. Heather, what were you getting up to?
My brother and I would throw a Frisbee up on the roof and then go in the house, run upstairs, climb out the bedroom window onto the roof to get the Frisbee and jump down.
Jump down?
Yep.
How many legs did you break as a child?
None.
Wild to think, eh?
I know, it's crazy.
Yep.
I used to.
Yep, and my mom came out the back door yelling, "Stop doing that!" And that was it.
Now, do you have kids nowadays? Are they climbing up on the roof?
I have kids, yes, and they, they're older now, and they did some crazy things as well, but they're good kids.
That's good. Heather, thanks for the call. 519-354-8684. What risky things were you doing as a kid?
Dennis says riding a bike with no helmet and riding it with no lights. Betty swinging on a rope from one barn loft to another 12 feet off the ground.
Oh, just to talk to a farm kid.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
all they did.
Well,
Yes, yeah.
Margaret says lived on a farm. Everything's dangerous.
Exactly.
As kids on the farm, we drove tractors. We fed livestock. We climbed into the hay.
Yeah.
We did a lot of things that I would never, ever let my kids or grandchildren did. And they had no supervision when they were doing this all.
Wow. Matt, you grew up in like the Elmer
Yeah,
area. What
yeah.
kind of wild, risky
the
things were you up
hayloft
to?
was an awesome place to play. We also had a game as kids on a farm, one of my friends, and we were chucking cow corn cobs at each other. That was like we lined up on either side of the barn, put some hay bales up as like our fort, and then it was like try to chuck these corn cobs at each other.
You eat one, big deal.
Yeah, it's like I beamed a couple guys in the head. It was like, yeah,
It's all part
you're
of
out.
it.
You're out.
That's wild, eh?
It's so crazy. Kelly says we used to run around new homes being built, running
yeah.
up and down the rafters and the half-made steps. I remember me and my friends did this once because I grew up where a new subdivision was being built. There was a big bucket of tar, and one of us grabbed like a wooden board and pretended we were stirring it like a cauldron.
Yep.
And then the tar bucket fell all over.
Oh, man.
And we ran, which in the hindsight, I'm like, that sucks for the builders too. Like, what a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
Vanessa says, not sure if it was dangerous or not, but my mom would write me a letter. I would go to the corner store and buy her a pack of smoke.
Oh, yeah.
Smoking culture was just, I would be surprised if I lit up a couple cigarettes for my dad. It was a different world.
That my dad used to say, yeah, I called. Hey, you didn't call. I would just go pick him up for him.
Yeah.
Like a number 7 flip top. Yeah, that's exactly. I remember it. $427 was the cost of it at the time.
Marcy says, I feel like this is probably a Chatham-Kent specific thing. Near the Black Bridge at the train tracks.
I was waiting for that one. The Black Bridge is, it's probably a lot of stories there. I got a text from Ann, and Ann says, we used to hook Bob. Hang onto the bumper of a car on an icy road without the driver knowing and just hitch a ride.
Wow.
Yeah. They called it Hooky Bob.
Wow.
You just swing behind it. Like same kind of like do like with a skateboard or something.
Yeah,
you just rip behind it. Wild. I had a friend, Jason. Jay Kelly. There's multiple Jay Kellys, but this guy, and he's living around Chatham-Kent again. We lived here. I've told you. You remember I lived down the street. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah, we know. Okay.
Yeah. He would just rip down Warwick Drive and just try to make it across Kyle without getting hit. That was the game.
What?
That's terrible.
He did it a couple times. Didn't succeed a couple times. He used to have his claim to fame was he got hit by 7 cars.
What?
Yeah. That was his game. He'd be like, all right, I'm going to play it. And he would just tear off. My mom, I remember her threatening me, if you ever do that, Yeah. Or what about the parks? In this story that we're reading, it all kind of started this, is that they're making parks a little bit riskier. But remember the old metal slide used to be 2 stories high?
Oh, yeah.
And it was metal.
Searing hot in the
Oh,
sun.
and you just go down and squeak all the way down. Dangerous.
Sky says, I knew how to open a bottle of beer by 7 because my grandpa had me grab them for me. He was like, give me a beer, yeah.
Oh, yeah. You crack it with your how to open a beer without with a bottle cap opener. That was a big learning lesson.
Terrence says paintball wars with no protection or anything like that.
I was old enough to know better. I used to do that too.
Yeah.
Just okay, I'm going to run across the street, try to hit me.
Yeah, exactly.
I think a big one for me, I look back on it, it's kind of different, but because half of my childhood was when the internet was kind of being big and there was no internet safety or anything like that. I would be on AOL chat rooms just talking to random people at 11 years old, talking to strangers. Now I look back, I'm like, that's crazy.
Yeah, that is.
Oh, Matt, you would have this one, building ramps.
Yeah.
You ever build ramps? You
Yeah.
used to be ripping up and down the street in your bike and just let's build a ramp.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Going so fast.
And no helmet on, for sure. Definitely no helmet on.
I know now when I think about not wearing a helmet, I'm like, that's terrifying.
Yeah.
Surprised we made it, eh?
Truly.
Listen online every weekday morning at 94.3 CKSY.com. Weekends on in case you missed it, or tune into the podcast weekdays. Subscribe, rate, review, and tell your friends all about the CK Mornings in case you missed it podcast.